We are on part. And to die. What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do today is we're gonna do some touch-ups outside. Like the outside. On the outside of the mansion. The reason I did not exercise today is because I needed to recover. Because, you know, recovery is crucial if you want to build muscle. How quick you recover depends on a lot of variables, like your genetics. Genetics do play a role in how fast you recover. Another variable that you gotta take into account is what you're eating. And your dietary composition. Your dietary composition also plays a role in how quickly you recover from a workout. One of the things you gotta take into account when trying to recover from an intense workout, intensity plays a role too. The greater your endurance, the less recovery time you need. The longer you can handle a workout streak. If you want to gain muscle, you gotta store some fat. Because when your fat percentage gets too low, you're actually gonna start losing muscle mass. You're gonna lose a lot. You're gonna lose muscle mass. Like, it's not just hard to build muscle when your fat percentage is very low, but you're probably gonna end up losing muscle mass too. You're also going to end up losing bone mass as well. So not only your muscles are going to get weaker, your bones are going to get weaker too. When your bones are very weak, it's hard for you to work out without risking a bone fracture. And it gets kind of dangerous. Because if you crush a rib cage, if you crush a rib, it's basically game over. If your bones are really brittle. Having 0% body fat makes it literally impossible for you to gain muscle. Because There's a case in which someone has almost 0% body fat, in which the only body fat she has is the fat that's inside the cell membrane. Her name is Lizzie Velasquez. If you're wondering why it's so hard for her to gain muscle, she has a medical condition that makes it impossible for her to store fat. That basically makes it impossible for her to store fat. She can't help it. She just has to deal with it for the rest of her life. Because when your fat percentage gets too low, you're at a greater risk of starving to death, literally. You're also at a greater risk of freezing to death, too. Even in the middle of summer, you're still at a greater risk of freezing to death, even in the middle of summer. Which is why she probably has to wear a coat when she goes outside. Because due to how lean she is, she has to take vitamin D supplements because she is so lean her body cannot produce any amount of vitamin D. Because she's very lean. So she has to take supplements for the rest of her life. Because your fat percentage kind of plays a role in how much vitamin D you can produce at any given time. When your fat percentage gets too low, you'll be at a greater risk of developing osteoporosis, which means porous bones. Which means your bones end up looking kind of spongy. If your body fat percentage gets too low, like, if I want to cut down, whenever I start cutting down for competition in bodybuilding, I'm gonna need to see an orthopedic doctor. I'm gonna need to be under a lot of medical supervision when I do this, to ensure I'm not getting too lean. If I was to move to another country, I might think about moving to Germany. What do you think? If I move to Germany, or maybe I might think about moving to the Netherlands. Exercise that can help train your upper back that you can do is a bent over dumbbell row. And a bent over dumbbell row is one of those exercises that can train your upper back. Another upper back exercise that you could do would be a supine row. Another one would be a lat pull down. I don't advise doing shoulder shrugs because range of motion is pretty crucial if you want to build muscle. If you want to build muscle, you gotta focus on the range of motion you do. On maximizing your range of motion. Your range of motion is crucial if you want to build muscle. Like, if you're doing a bent over dumbbell row, try to go all the way up until the barbell reaches your belly button. Until the barbell is just touching your belly. That's how far you should go when doing a bent over dumbbell row. Until the barbell touches your belly. But in a supine position type row, go all the way up until the bar touches until your chest is just touching the bar. Same thing with doing a pull-up. But with the pull-up, go all the way up until your collarbone, until your chin is just above the bar. In a lat pull down, you pull the bar down until it's touching your chest. Until the bar is touching until the bar is touching your chest. go all the way down until your chest is touching the floor when doing a push-up. The deeper you go down when doing a push-up, the better. If you're doing elevated push-ups with 2 separate bars instead of 1 long bar, you can go even deeper if you have 2 separate bars. Not only you'll be training your triceps and your chest, but also your biceps, even more so than in the reverse grip push-up. When your arm is in a supine position when doing a bench press, your bicep has a lot more activation when you do a supine bench press. Like when your arms are in a supine position. When you go into a supine position when doing a push-up, a supine counterpart to the push-up that activates the same muscles is called a bench press. It's called a bench press. The pronated counterpart to the bench press is a push-up. But unlike a push-up where you go all the way down until your chest is touching the floor, in a bench press, on the other hand, like arch your upper back. Instead, in a bench press, you have to arch your abdominals. You'd have to arch your belly up. But try not, in the push-up, try not to squeeze your ass tight. Squeeze your ass really tight. packing on muscle. It's okay to do some machine work. Do some machine work, too. Do some machine work, too. Don't just rely on dumbbells and barbells. Because you gotta add variety to your workout. Or else you might take the fun out of it. You might take the fun out of it. I'm constructing the helipad because I'm trying to... There was a reason I'm constructing a helipad. This is because I'm trying to make it kind of based off of 924 Bel Air Road. Yeah, unlike that, what was once the most expensive house in America, there'd be no leather in this mansion. At all. Like, not even the furniture would be made of leather. It would use fake leather. Why? Because some of it's out of ethical concerns, some of it's out of environmental concerns. Because not only do I care about the animals, I also care about the environment too. My diet advice to you is to go vegetarian or vegan. When I have kids, I'm gonna raise them on a vegan diet. Yes, I'm gonna give them vitamin supplements. Not everyone shaves their head because they are ordered to. Some people shave their heads out of curiosity. My hair is actually really curly. But when it's short, when my hair is whenever my hair is really short, it gets kind of puffy. Kind of like an afro. Yet kind of straight at the same time. The helipad is done. Almost. Some people see meat as healthy, some people kind of see it as kind of disgusting. Dollar store ground beef, I'd never want to put that on my plate. In fact, I'd rather put lentils on my plate than to do that. Because even though a pound of lentils is the same price as the dollar store ground beef, the lentils are actually a healthier choice. Because you get all the protein you need without the disgusting look on your face. You get all the protein you need without that disgusting look on your face. I'd rather eat a big block of tofu than to eat ground beef from Dollar Tree. I'd stay the hell away from any meat from the Dollar Tree. And I'd rather stay the hell away from meat altogether. Because being vegan is ultimately a lot healthier for you. You're less likely to get sick. Another good thing about going vegan is you don't have to worry about contamination. With superbugs. Because a lot of farmers tend to use it not only to help the animals make it to slaughter, but to also help them grow more quickly. Which is what helped contribute to the rise of superbugs. If we stop eating meat altogether, we don't have to worry about that. If everybody stopped eating meat, we wouldn't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about all that. Eventually, as superbugs get even worse, and we run out of options for how to treat them, basically we'd have no choice but to go vegan. Because veganism is the only... There is no healthy way to put your cat on the vegan diet because cats cannot go vegan. They need meat. It doesn't matter what PETA tells you. Cats actually need meat in order to survive. They actually need meat. Or else they will die. Dogs might be able to get away with it, as long as the owner is very careful. And as long as the owner has permission from their veterinarian to do so. If I was a veterinarian, I'd advise people not to put cats on a vegan diet. I'd encourage them to feed their cats fresh, raw meat. From locally sourced farms. Instead of those big box farms, those big box companies. Because the meat industry is really greedy. They're really greedy. The chairs and the furniture would be made out of polyurethane. This is for environmental reasons. A mix of polyurethane and PVC. As well as cotton. For the filling inside the chair. well as like the furniture, for the filling of the furniture. Like, I'd like to give it a luxury look without all the suffering. This is Gaming with Austin signing off. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on